Welcome back to another edition of the Electrician's Tool Channel. Today we're going to talk about, well, before I get started, again, I'm going to ask you guys that well, first I want to thank you guys, the ones who've been hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate that. All that supports the channel. And those of you who haven't, I'm asking you to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, help build the channel. Especially if you've gotten something out of this video or going to get something out of this video. I hope you do. Or my previous videos. I would appreciate it, man, if you just hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share the channel if you know somebody else who may benefit from watching one of the videos. What I'm doing is I'm hoping that it's called Iron Sharpening Iron. I hope I'm putting out the right kind of videos that you guys are benefiting from and giving you some knowledge on being an electrician. So with that being said, guys, and it's completely out of the way, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and let's get into the video. Today, this is a video we're going to talk about testers. And there's all sorts of testers in the electrical field. And you guys who are apprentices out there, this video is for, I mean, anybody who want to watch. It's not just, but I'm really speaking to the young apprentices out there or guys who just getting into the trade, even some journeymen, whoever, but I'm really talking to the apprentices because I know, you want to know. I'm trying to point you in a direction of what tools you may need going forward in your career. So, and I'm trying to explain why you may need these. Now, all what you see right here, you may not need all of these tools yet, but it may come a time when you will need probably most of these tools. Depends on how far that you go in your career. Now, I know some of you are residential electricians, some of you are commercial, industrial. Some of you are all three, but what I have before you right here, you can use either one of these testers in all three settings that I just told you: residential, commercial, and industrial. So I'm gonna just go through a few of them, and we're going to just talk about them. That's all, and I hope you guys get something out of it. So I tell you what, let me be right back. 1 second. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. All right. Okay, let's start off with this tester right here. Well, again, this is my Amprobe. This is model number 54 NAV, and the NAV is for navigation. I guess it's the navigation. I guess this for this little dial here or whatever. But you may say, well, why? I mean, I have a clamp meter already, so why would I need another clamp meter? What's so special about this clamp meter that you can measure watts? It's going to come a time when you have to measure watts, where you might say, well, I have a Fluke FC, Fluke 376 FC, good meter. I mean, real good meter, but do it have watts? And the way things going right now with all the solar panels and things like that, this meter would be considered one of the best choices you can have in your arsenal to check solar panels and voltophotic measuring and take watts. You need something like this you could do harmonics on here. You could do phase rotation on this meter. Now again, Fluke is a good meter. I have nothing bad to say about Fluke at all. In fact, it's one of my favorite meters, and I do think it's the backbone for its testers, the backbone of in America for its electrical testers. That's just my opinion. Anyway, but this meter is and by the way, Amprobe is owned by Fluke. So, but you will want this because this have everything you need on this clamp meter. But the one you would need the most that also in the near future we're going to be watts. So if there's a Fluke that's coming out with a watts, if you just love Fluke brand, that's coming out with watts measurement, well, you get it. But this what makes this so special. And plus, this is a real nice clamp meter. So it's the 54 NAV. I don't know if the other ones that they have, the 54 series, all of them have watts or not, but I know this is the 54 NAV. Now, it's not cheap. It's not expensive. I don't know, what's your price range, but it's not cheap. And I don't, you get what you pay for. I don't think, it's worth its money. I will put this up against any meter or clamp meter on the market today, even against the Fluke. I would. In fact, I have. Check my videos. I have. And this came out, if not better, came out equal. Anyway, that's the Ampro 54 NAV. That's a good tester to get. Here is an insulation tester. Why would you want an insulation tester? The same thing. If you're going, sooner or later, you're going to be dealing with solar panels or things like that. What they call it? Oh my goodness. Well, anyway, solar panels and things. Anyway, you need to deal. You're going to need something like this to check for shorts. What better instrument to use for checking for shorts in your circuits? Now, you can use ohms on here or resistance on this meter, but this put out such a higher voltage, whereas that you may be checking wires and not this clamp meter or multimeter is not putting out enough that it could find that short. If you use one of these, this would help find that short to see if that branch circuit or that wire is good or bad. So in the near future, you may want to invest in one of these. It's an insulation tester. Okay, now, and then I'm doing it in no particular order. I'm just going through them, so kind of bear with me now for a minute. You might, and what is this? And then again, I say, you don't have to get the brand that I have up here, but do get a good name brand. You don't want to jump on eBay or go to Harbor Freight and buy a clamp meter because it says what it can do. The ones that I have on this on this table right here are safe to use. They're the name brands, except for some things, maybe like this. But I'll tell you what it is in a minute. Most of you know who it is, or know what it is just by looking at it. But everything up here that I'm using is safe, and it's put out by a brand name that we all know or have a reputation of being putting out quality instruments. So this is by a company, I think it's called Snowway, but this is just a ruler basically. And the reason why I say you may want to invest in this instead of a tape measure, because as an electrician, sometimes you're going to be working by yourself a hell of a lot, and you're going to have to buy tools that takes the place of that person that should be helping you but not. So that's why I recommend you getting yourself one of these digital rulers. I thought I had the batteries on in here, but it's not. Oh, there we go. These digital rulers, and this one is very accurate. This may be a name brand that you don't know. I found this online because I really wanted to test it out years ago, and come to find out that I lucked out and got me one that's really accurate. So I think Klein makes them. Fluke, I think Fluke makes them also, and you can get you a good name brand one if you want to get one of these things right here. I recommend you getting one of these. Okay. Many of these tools also, you guys have saw me do videos on them already. I'm just putting them back out because it's part of the series that I've been doing, geared toward electrical apprentices and those other people who may get something out of this thing also. I'm not discriminating against other electricians. No, if you see something here that you like, man, come on, feel free and go get yourself something. But I'm just talking to the apprentices who's trying to get themselves established in a trade that probably a person like myself and you other old heads been in for a long time. This right here, this is by Ideal Industries. This is a voltage performance monitor. Ideal discontinue making these, but you can find them every now and then. It's kind of like finding the needle in a haystack. I pulled this out because, you know, if you just messing around on eBay or Amazon one day, just be Googling, you know, every now and then just check and see if you can run across one. Make sure it's in good condition, and I recommend you getting one of these. This thing here is perfect. This is more like a data logger. The only problem, well, it's not a problem, but I wish it had it. I wish they had Bluetooth, because this thing records everything from total harmonic distortion. Um, it do voltage drop, you know, all sorts of analyzing the circuit, but you can leave it in for as long as you want, and it does real time recording, real time. Like if something is wrong, you know, it'll let you know. So this is something to look out for if you're just messing around on eBay or one of the shopping channels. Put that in there. This is Ideal. The model number is 61-830 voltage performance monitor. I don't know if you can see that if I'm having it too close, but anyway, this is something that you would want to get your hands on. Now, this is by a lot of you probably never saw this before. This is by Etchtech. This is a current detector. Well, I know a lot of people, you've heard of voltage detectors, but this is a current detector. The difference with this is you could touch a metal pipe with this and tell if the wire is live. I've had this for a long time, man, when I was working in the industrial field. And, you know, I still keep it in my bag because I never know when I'm going to run across some pipe or I may get called out, commercial setting, and industrial setting, even or some residential, and the wires is way up, you know. So this have like a telescopic, it goes up and you can turn it on. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show you right now what I'm talking about. You can turn it on right here, and it works the same as a voltage. Let me put it near some light. This is the light right here, and that's metal. That's this light right here is on metal. And I don't have it on real sensitive. I just have it on like in the middle. And this is a fluorescent light up here too. This is something, I don't know if you can still find one of these, but this is by Etchtech. Etchtech, that's it right there. Telescoping AC current detector, and the model number is DA50. So you may want to get your hands on one of these. It won't hurt, trust me. All these little specialty tools I have just help me in doing my job right. Besides the knowledge that I have, you know, you can have knowledge and no tools, you can't get it done. You got to have both of them together. You got to have the knowledge as well as the tools that you need to get the job done. So this will find current through metal. Now, I'm not going to say a thick piece of angle iron or something like that. No, but soft metal like EMT, rigid, outlet box. This will tell if that wire is inside live or not. So you may want to look into that too. This by Klein, I think this is something nice that you may want to invest in. This is more like a branch circuit analyzer. This doesn't have everything that this one have, but for the price, you can't beat it. I can't remember what I paid for this. I had it a few months now, about 6-7 months now. It's small enough for me to carry it on the side of one of my service, not my service bag, one of my tool bags, and I do keep this with me. So it's better than having just the ones without the LCD on it, just the lights. This goes a little bit further than those do. They have GFCI testing on here, open and short, neutral. They have a few features on here, and I think it's worth the price too. So you may want to invest in one of these also, by Klein. Now you say, what is this? This is by a company called Woodhead. This is a receptacle tension tester. Now we don't need to. I guess you may say I don't need one of these to tell if a receptacle is bad or not. And what I mean by bad, if the prongs, let me see if I got a receptacle here. Supposed to run. Let me get this right quick. Okay. You may say, let me use this for example. You may say, well, I don't need them to tell me if the receptacle bad or not. I don't mean if it's getting voltage or not. I mean if the little clamps that's in the inside, if they're clamping hard enough, because you and I both know if they're not clamping hard enough and they're loose, whatever you have plugged in could kind of lean out a little bit like that or work its way out and cause an arc or flash. Is really dangerous. So they have a code for this inside of the NEC. And it's an old code. You can't find it inside of the newer codes. They haven't got taken away with it, but if they put everything that's in the old codes and the new codes, they wouldn't have room to be, the book would be thicker than 6 phone books. So, but it's a code that they hadn't did away with. It's still on the books, but you have to find it. But this thing isn't. It's you use these mainly in hospitals, nursing homes, daycare centers, because those receptacles have to be within code. So you pull it out. Well, I even marked the spots on here. You mark like this receptacle right here. If I pull it out like that, this is a good receptacle. But if I would have pulled it out and one would have been back here and another one would have been up like that, well, it would have been a bad receptacle. It need to be replaced. And this is another way you can make yourself some money. But I use this when I go inside of like daycare centers and nursing homes and hospital and to do work. And I bought this when I was working for a hospital. I was over at the maintenance department. So that's when the engineering department. So that's when I bought this, and because we had to have that. Those of you who worked in hospitals before, you know about CMS and you know about Joint Commission. So when they come through, they want everything done by the book. So this is a tension tester by a company called Woodhead. So you may want to check into this here. And the model number is 1760. 1760. Now, this is the same as we need this. I keep one of these on me all the time, but I don't rely on it. Like I don't rely on it saying, well, this is, put it to that voltage there. I always go to my meter. I have this on it, like a quick test, then I get my meter. I rely on my meter more than I rely on this. And I'm asking guys, if you're smart, I would not rely on these things right here. But I do keep it. But I would rely on your meter. Rely on your meter. And always make sure, when I'm talking about your meter now, or any one of your meters, make sure you have fresh batteries in that meter. Don't have your meter set around for 3 years with the same batteries, and you're gonna take it out to be tested. No, keep your batteries, fresh batteries in your meter at all times. But anyway, this is something that you want in your inventory too. Now, this one is made by AEMC, and model number NC -1. I have several. I have some by Fluke, Etchtech, and Klein. I have several of these, and but all of them work pretty good. So when you get you one, don't go on a company like the cheap Banggood and find the one that costs $3-4. You don't want to do that. Remember, your life is on the line, so you want to get the best tools out there to help you go home after the job is done. So you may want to invest in a non-contact voltage tester, but get you a good one. Now, this right here, this is like a branch circuit analyzer. It's the same as this one. I put these two out right here because now this the one I really love right here, but this the one that does what this one can't do. I tried to try to trip an AFCI circuit, and it did it once, but when I tried to do it repeatedly, it didn't do it. Now, the Klein does it. It trips the AFCI circuit every time I took a test. it, it did it. What I don't like about this one, they have these little lights up on here, and this one give you an LCD readout, and this one give you all sorts of, this is a branch circuit analyzer, and I guess you would consider this the same thing too. It just doesn't do as much as this one. I bought this one because just as a backup to this one, when I'm only checking the FCI test, but I really prefer this one. And even though Ideal stopped making these, you can still find them on eBay. But you just have to look for them. You have to look for them. And when you do buy one that has not only just the GFCI, but with the AFCI circuit on it also, if you're going to get one of these. But to me, this is number one. It's just that I bought this one because this one, it trips the AFCI when I tried it. But when I did it the second time, it didn't do it. But this one did it second and third time. I mean, how many times did I wanted to trip? It tripped it. So that's that. Now this right here, this is like a ballast tester when you testing metal halide bulbs or halide bulbs. Metal halide bulbs. That's the big bulbs. Is outside. Sometimes you see them in warehouses. Way up in the ceiling, or you may see them on the side of some warehouses. This is a ballast tester. Sometimes you get in there, you not know it. You don't know if it's the bulb or if it's the transformer that's in there. Well, you just screw this in there and turn the light on, or or cover the photo eye up, and this will tell you lights up right here, and it tells you if it's the ballast or the transformer or the bulb, and this makes your life easy when you're dealing with those types of bulbs. This is put out by a company called Mitchell Instrument Company, and the number to this is the model number to this is, I think it's DDE-ST23MOG, and that's it right here. That's what it's called, HID tester, MOG E-39. In case you could check it out. You may find one online. You may not even find this one. You may find one that does the same, but I haven't found no other one out like that does what this do. In fact, this is the only test I found that does that, and it works perfectly, flawlessly, and that's why I still have it. Now, this right here. Oh no, that's for another video. This right here, this is for your ground rod when you're testing ground rods. Now, I know a lot of people use the stake, and that's pretty good too. But this is the quick test. You put it on, and you would turn it on first. Hold on a minute, because maybe the batteries are dead. I don't know. Let me check. Okay. I know I had some batteries in here. But anyway, you turn it. This is to check your ground when you're out there, and you want to make sure that it's 26 below 25 ohms. You want to make sure, and this would do it for you. This will do it for you. Now you may say, is this an expensive tester? Again, I go back to tell you. Oh, I hit the wrong button, y'all. I was looking at auto on and off. But anyway, that's it right here. And how you use one of these. See, this says 10 ohms and this says 1 ohm. This is a calibration loop. You want to make sure your instrument's working properly. So what you would do is you would take this, where it says 10 ohms, you want to put that around there, and you want to 9.9, 10 ohms. This is perfect. This is in perfect calibration. Let's do the one with the 1 on it. 1 ohm. 1.3 is still in spec. So that's what you want to do. You want to get these, so when you're doing it, because when you're doing new installations, or you're doing preventive maintenance, you want to have all of your tools that you need. And this is called a ground. This is by Ideal Industries. The model number is 61-920, and this is called a ground clamp tester. Your ground rod going into the ground, and you want to after the installation, you want to check that. You don't have to turn nothing off or any of that. Just leave it closed and just take a reading. That's all. And make sure it's 25 or below ohms. So, and now this right here, you may say, what is this? Some of you looking at it may already know what it is. I'm pulling this out because as an electrician, I have I test everything. You never know what kind of call you're going to be on. You go to change some. You may be in a warehouse changing some breakers out. You may be in a hospital doing some work. You may be in a residential doing some work, and somebody telling you problems that don't have nothing to do with their wiring inside. After you finish, they may have some lights on their trailer that they want you to check right quick and on a truck. Well, you plug this in, the plug on the truck, and tell them to turn their blinkers on left or right, and this come on. You could tell if their blinkers, their trailer hitch wires are working properly. I can't remember where I bought this from, but it's by a company called, the company name is not on here. I thought that was the name. But anyway, but I remember me buying this. One day I saw it and I said, you never know, I may need this. I went in the auto parts store for something, and I can't remember what it was and how long. I know I had it for a number of years, and it worked. I have used this about 10 times. You know, I didn't make money off of it because the work I was doing was for a family member. So, but it did work, and but this is something really nice to have. So that's what I mean by, as an electrician, you want to be able to test anything and everything, and have the instruments to do your testing. Okay, so that's that. This is a USB receptacle tester. This you can test anywhere from the USB on your computer. A lot of USB receptacles and outlets with the USB on the side of it also. You can use this to do just that. And guess what? You may use this, 6 times a year, but it'll pay for itself. It will pay for itself. Somebody may give you while you inside of a house just finishing up on some more work. They may say, well, my phone is not charging, but the outlet works. Well, if you don't have a little tester like this, and if you had a tester like this, you can solve that problem right quickly and add something else on to your price. Without taking the socket all the way loose. Then this will help you to determine if you have to replace the whole socket or just that outlet. I mean, this USB, because most of them have 2. If the one on that side isn't working and the one on that side is working. So, this will help you with that. So I recommend you guys get one of these too if that's what you want. This is the Klein Tools. This is the ET910 USB digital multimeter tester. And stuff like this is coming of age, y'all. We're going to be dealing with this kind of stuff, or you guys can be dealing with this kind of stuff in the future. So I recommend you get one of these. Okay, even these right here. I've done a video with these, and this is circuit breaker finders right here. This is the analog one, and this is the digital one by Klein. This one haven't given me any problems since I had it a real long time. The one, just Ideal model number 61-532. It haven't given me any problems. Every time I use it, it always comes through for me. But this is old technology, y'all. If you have one of these and it's working for you, it's working now, but it may break on you when you least expect it or when you need it the most. I recommend you getting yourself a digital one. Yeah, it don't have to be the one by Klein, but make sure it's a name brand and it's a digital one. Old technology. It's kind of like having an analog meter with the needle on it. It could read voltage, but it can't beat out a new digital multimeter. You know what I'm saying? So, and it don't have the safety rating that a new multimeter have. Just don't have the safety. It just don't have that new technology. So I recommend you get yourself one of these new digital um, circuit breaker finders that's out there. Like I said, you don't have to get the ones that I'm telling you, Klein or Ideal. They have several others out there, but make sure it's a name brand one. Okay, and for those, this is the Klein ET310 circuit breaker finder. That's a good one. Oh, that's a good one. Now this thing right here, this is a combustible gas finder right here. You might say, well, what do they have to do with this? All of these testers. I bought this. I'm gonna tell you why I bought it. I bought this because I work in the industrial field sometimes. I go do in these certain plants. I go in people in folks' homes a lot of times, and who knows? You know, some of them have a little leak that that you're not smelling gas in their home, and here you are working in an electrical panel. That's maybe most electrical panels are sometimes right next to the meter in their yard or on their home. Depends on where we at. A lot of times people have electric, stoves and all that, gas. But the folks that we have gas, or if you're working inside of a boiler room, or wherever you're working, and they have gas around, any kind of gas around, that's combustible. The least bit of arc, I mean, man, will blow you to smithereens. So you want to be safe. So what I do, whenever I go to someone's house, I bring this with me. This is my second one. The first one I had was by TPI. I think it was by TPI, I believe. TPI. And this thing here, yeah, it helps save my life and the life of people around me. So how would you use this? You turn it on outside. You want it outside first. You don't turn it on inside because you want to purge yourself of any kind of contaminated air around it. So you want to do it outside. So and it's going to do a self-test. It's going to do a self-test for a few seconds, and then once it passes on test, it's going to light up and let you know I'm ready to be used. Then you walk inside of that house, and as you walking, you sniffing for gas or any kind of combustible, something that's in the air that may cause an explosion because you're in there working on the panel, and you don't want to kill yourself. So I bought this just for that, man, and I use this thing religiously. And I recommend you guys getting you one. They have several makers out there. I think EdgeTech make one. I don't know how good it is. Klein makes this one, and I'm pleased with this one. TPI makes one. TPI, the same people. It's not IC. It's done with its testing, self-test. TPI is the people who made this multimeter right here. For those who don't know, TPI. The name of the company is Test Products International. They make them. Amprobe has one too, also. Let me see. I have it on high sensitivity. Now that's what they do. So, and this thing, this tester right here is really accurate. So this is a lifesaver, guys. So I recommend highly that you get yourself one of these. And wherever you go, if it's in one of those environments like I told you, boiler room, somebody home, walk in, man, with this thing on. Turn it on outside of this and walk into the house. And when you walk in there, it goes off. Don't you mess with that panel and all in there, man. Don't you find out what that is. So that's what you want. Okay, and the model number of this one is Klein Tools ET120. It's a Klein Tools ET120. This is their combustible gas sniffer. That's not how they have it listed, but it's just put in with their Klein Tools ET120, and look for like combustible gas tester by Klein. So let me see if I covered everything. I may have missed some things, guys, and this is part 4 of a series that I'm doing as far as talking to apprentice electricians about tools that they may need going forward in their career. So I think I have a few more coming. So again, if you like what I'm doing, man, this is your first time visiting the channel, I appreciate it. I hope I've gotten your attention, and I ask that you hit that like button. I hope that you subscribe so you won't miss the next videos or miss any. And if you do subscribe, I have over almost 300 videos on YouTube, And if you subscribe, that means you're gonna put me in your feed, and every now and then, even my previous videos from way back, they're gonna come through, and you'll see some other tools that I've reviewed, and I hope it benefits you. So hit that like button, and if this is your first time, hit the subscribe button. And those of you who have been doing it, man, a thumbs up to you. I really appreciate it. Keep on continuing to support the channel. I'm done with the test. I appreciate you. I'm done with the video. I appreciate you guys letting me take up all your time. And until next time, take care and peace out.